No, it's not my podcast. It's our
Your
podcast.
podcast.
What's his name? The famous
Howard Stern.
You want to turn this into the Howard Stern show, Frank? I
Yes.
am
Joe
not going
Rogan.
there.
Oh my,
Look at that one pack.
Wow.
that's a kegger.
He has done the Siamese tricycle.
Oh,
I still don't know what that is.
Yeah, don't pass out on the meeting.
It might boost our ratings.
Let's do introductions.
is it time for Frank to go?
It's Frank's getting a little sleepy. He needs to go to bed. So let's
I
do
took a nap
introductions real
today.
quick. All right. Well, this is our podcast. You have chosen to listen to five guys talk about dumb stuff. All this is just me and my friends from high school just chit-chatting. We started
on,
this
back
And
up.
acquaintances.
Yes, we're not friends, Kurt. Come on.
acquaintances.
I'm your friend, Kurt. I'm a friend of Kurt. I got a T-shirt to prove it.
I have a T-shirt to prove that I'm a friend of Joe's.
Yes, you do.
So we're just high school friends that are kind of bored and decided to get together every week in a Zoom meeting to keep from going crazy during our global pandemic quarantine. So my name's Kurt, and I like to think that I control this group, but nobody can control this group. I thought this week it would be fun to answer the question, if you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what meal would you choose? And we all like food, so this might be a tough one. Joe just put on his his Kurt shirt.
That's my shirt. Yeah, I got that
That's
one.
the one Shane has too. We all love food, so this might be hard to decide. I have a couple favorites. I would probably choose. Oh, I think my favorite used to be shrimp, but I'm actually going to go even deeper than that. There are some restaurants that I've had buffalo shrimp where the breading is just kind of real light and, not much breading. And then they do the buffalo sauce to add the heat. And I believe I could probably eat that every day for the rest of my life.
All right, so if I just named a restaurant, would that be good enough?
Well, you have to
No.
pick a meal, like an entree from
Has
that
to be a
restaurant.
one food. So would this meal be prepped the same way every time, the same ingredients, or could you have it prepped by different restaurants and all that type of stuff?
See, like I would
Okay,
say shrimp
let's-
because you can have shrimp 5 different ways: coconut shrimp, fried shrimp, shrimp cocktail, scampi. I mean,
I'm gonna
shrimp.
allow it.
So I would say shrimp. I love shrimp.
Yeah, shrimp is good. What were you thinking, Mick?
Lasagna.
Okay, just from a
That's a
different
good one.
It's got a little
restaurant.
bit of everything in it,
Yeah.
That's a good one too,
Yeah,
Mick.
you got your pasta, your cheese, your sauce, your
A little
meat.
protein. Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Frank, what do you think?
So I would probably say, since I'm like 95% Mexican, probably tacos.
You're Mexican?
Tacos and M&Ms.
Tacos and M&Ms. Because you're 95% Mexican. All right, Joe, what do you think?
So is this you would have it every day or every meal?
Let's say every
That'd be-
day.
I mean, I think anything would be hard to have every meal.
That would be hard. So I get your point. Let's go with every day.
You could do lasagna every day, every meal.
This is
If you're-
not.
Garfield could.
This would not go over well on my diet. Biscuits and gravy with sausage.
Oh,
Okay.
every one of these
Oh,
I
man,
love,
those
guys.
are good.
Every one of these.
That
So
is-
let's just
that is my
say-
hands
Not
down
shrimp.
favorite meal.
Let's just say those are our 5 meals we can only have for the next month.
I lost a pound last week. I only have 4 to go before I hit my goal, and
Next.
everybody locked up. So I think my internet just crapped out.
Mine looks fine. Mine's perfect.
Fine.
Yeah, it's mine.
We
I am.
lost.
This is going to be terrible for me. So the Zoom meeting is being recorded in the cloud. So even though you guys are locking up for me, it's probably recording you just fine. I'm assuming. We're going to find out. Shane, how's your progress?
I lost about almost 4 pounds and then put it all back on the weekend because I don't eat very good during the weekend.
Well, step one is only weigh yourself once a week. You're not following directions.
Last Monday I was down, and then this week I was almost the same at what I started at.
Oh, you're giving us 2 weeks of results. So week 1, you lost weight. Week 2, you gained it all back.
I snacked a little bit and didn't put it in the app, but
Yeah.
I
you can't.
had. Well, I know, Kurt, and the app does help me. Trust me.
He snacked 4 pounds worth.
Yeah.
It depends what you're snacking on. There's some serious high sugar, high calorie snacks out there.
Well, like we went the other day to Culver's and got hamburgers. So I had a double hamburger from Culver's. I didn't eat any fries or sodas or nothing, just a hamburger.
That's good. You chose not to do the fry or the soda.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a baby step right there.
I know it is. So I'm learning a little bit. All right, let's move on to Joe and his 20 pounds he lost from running.
Since the beginning of the year, since January 1st, I think I'd lost about 11 pounds.
Wow.
That's good.
That's great.
Yeah.
But and we'll see what happened this week because I had a birthday and I did have a couple of cupcakes.
Should we sing happy birthday?
Yes. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
You got to put your headset on, Joe.
Joe's ready for us to sing. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday
to
to
you. Happy
you.
birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday, dear Joe. Happy birthday to you. Big finish.
That was perfect.
Yeah, that's going to sound great on the podcast.
Joe doesn't even care.
I'm not a birthday person.
All right, Mick, have you lost any weight this week?
No, I have not. Well, no, I have not.
I seen the dessert you ate down there when
Did
you
you see that thing? It
Yeah,
was literally like this big.
yeah,
It was
that
a
looked really
quarter
good.
of a round cake. It was huge.
Jeez.
We 3 of us shared it, and we didn't finish it.
Wow.
So we were down in College Station, and that's where Shane. They had that pizza. It was a pepperoni pizza that they put honey in as well.
Huh, I've never heard
and
of
it was
that.
good.
It was really good. Yeah.
They just
The
drizzled it
pepperoni
on
was really
top after it was cooked?
I don't know if it was. It was also on the kind of on the bottom of the crust, so I don't know how they did it too. The pepperoni was really spicy, and the honey kind of took the real hit off of it. You know, it made it less spicy.
Mm-hmm. Mixing spice and sweet is often a hit. My lunch today was tilapia fish fillet, just pan fried with a blackened seasoning on top, and then I put a raspberry flavored vinaigrette on top of it, which added the sweet. It was so good.
Yeah.
And mushrooms. Yes, Frank.
I have a question. So, Mick, was it sweet or was it spicy coming out?
We won't know for a couple more days, Frank.
Yeah.
Remember how Mick?
When did you eat this?
Last night.
Oh,
Last
okay.
night.
I haven't been on Facebook, so I didn't know.
He'll get back to
So
you
I
on
have-
that.
All right, Frank, how much weight you lost?
None. I'm not really dieting.
You are going to get on this with us.
No, I don't care. I'm trying to gain weight. It's M&Ms, chips, and Pepsi. Seriously.
How are you going to help us lose weight if you're doing the opposite? Are you satisfied? You at your goal? You satisfied with your current weight?
I'm not
Feeling good?
satisfied. I feel decent.
Sleeping
but
okay?
Yeah, I sleep great.
Frank, are you the only one that didn't send Joe a card last week?
Probably.
Or a gift. Frank wants
So-
to ask a question and it makes me nervous.
No, it's a serious question. So we're talking Facebook.
Still makes me nervous. Okay.
Still makes you nervous. So Joe, did you like delete your account from Facebook or did you just not get on Facebook?
Well, for a long time, you can put your account on, I don't know,
It's
on
like
hold.
a standby mode or something.
Yeah, like a
on
standby
hold.
hiatus. I did that for months. And then Kurt messaged me and begged me to come back to Facebook because he said it was boring without me. So
can see
that's
that.
when I said, okay, I'll come back, but I'm gonna only have 25 friends.
So I'm deciding. I'm considering just quitting social media.
Mm-hmm.
There
Facebook.
is a very great if you could ever actually get Netflix, which I know you can't because of where you live and because of how cheap you are, but maybe if you could like go to the library and get on one of their computers.
Okay.
There's a great Netflix documentary called The Social Dilemma, and it's all about just the dangers of being on.
Because when I was on
Not
vacation
just
for a
Facebook,
week,
but yeah.
it was so nice not to be on Facebook. And I just, since I've been back, I haven't really looked too much.
Well,
And it's been
there's
nice.
nothing wrong with you continuing to have a Facebook account and only checking it at a slow,
But the
once a week
temptation
or
is
something.
there
Yeah.
to look at it.
But
If it's on my phone.
Sure, the temptation's there, but if you have the presence of mind to say, I'm not getting anything from it, I'm not addicted.
Frank, here's the other thing I want you to do. Go on there and look at how many people you're following and unfollow a bunch of them.
I've done that.
You won't get as much stuff. Like mine, literally, I can scroll 2 things down and then I've seen it all.
If I check my Facebook once a day, I'm seeing everything in only like 10 minutes time. It's not like it's taking hours out of my day. So maybe you have too many friends, or maybe you're following too many things.
And then the other
Turn off
thing
the
I did,
notifications on your phone. There's no point. That way you have the freedom to decide when you're going to look at Facebook as
Right.
opposed to your phone telling you there's another notification that you
Yeah,
need to look
I
at.
don't have notifications turned
Yeah,
on.
I wouldn't think
Oh,
Frank would
okay.
have that on. That's something that Shane would do.
I'm just tired of it all.
It sounds like Frank should take a break from Facebook for a couple.
Well,
So
and
if you only look at it on your computer, that makes a difference too. It's a better, I think it's a better way to do it.
That's a good idea. Frank, can you just remove the app from your phone and then only look at it when you sit down at your computer?
I could, sure.
And then you wouldn't be tempted all, throughout the day with it being in your pocket. So option 1 is just remove it from your phone and leave it on your computer. Option 2, and a lot of people do this, is just take a break from it for, a couple months by clicking, I don't know where in the menu you go to find this pause mode or whatever Facebook calls it. But a lot of people take an official break from Facebook by like pausing or deactivating or whatever it's called.
Right.
And they get like a recharge and a refresh. It's kind of like a vacation for them. And then, but they also realize the stuff they're missing and their friends and family and stuff. And then they do eventually come back usually. But
they come back, but then they go, oh, I don't need to have these 15 people as my friend because I haven't seen them in 25 years and I don't know their lives or their kids, and I don't need to
come back with an appreciation for the few people on there that you do want to stay in contact with, and
for Kurt.
That's right.
And a recognition that you don't need to see stuff from all these other people. How many friends do you have on Facebook right now, Frank?
Too many.
Give me a number.
I don't know, 500 and something.
Nope. You need like Frank. You need like 100 or 200, maybe 200.
Or 31.
Or Joe's got 31, and it's working for him.
I just lowered mine to 150. Did you see that?
Wow.
Frank, if Shane has 150, there's no reason you should have any more than him.
Shane,
I'm serious. I'm serious. Shane is the most social person you've ever met. Am I wrong?
He is.
Frank, you should not have more friends than him. That is your problem.
I didn't say I had more friends. I have more friends on Facebook, but
you shouldn't.
I did what Joe and Kurt said.
If you have more than a couple hundred friends, it's overwhelming and it's tough.
So here's the deal. I have like 21 kids that I got to keep up with. And that right there takes up all my time.
And each one of those has multiple spouses because
exactly.
It's
so I already have enough drama in my life. So have you guys ever made a Facebook file, like download all your information to look at it?
No.
It's crazy.
All social media does that.
I know, but it's amazing all the data they collect. I had to Google
That's their job. If you end up watching The Social Dilemma, a lot of it is about that, the data they're collecting and what they're doing with it.
It's people that worked for these companies. Like one of the guys is the guy who invented the like button for Facebook. And now he's completely off of social media.
And he said when he made the like button, Frank, he said, I thought I'd bring, joy to people's lives. But when he realized when somebody didn't like it, these teenage girls were getting mad, people didn't like their picture, and it upset people. And he's like, that's not why I made it, but that's what happened with it.
The programmers who work at these social media companies, their whole job is to get eyeballs to stay on the screen. and to get people
For
scrolling.
advertisers.
And for advertisers. So their whole job has evolved into this kind of evil, turn all the people into robots that just scroll all day and interact meaninglessly. It's really eye-opening, this documentary.
I have a job for Shane.
Yeah.
What is it?
Godfather.
That's perfect.
You know so many people. You've got all these business experience. You could literally make a killing. You know people, and you know
Literally.
people who know people. You could be a loan shark. You could be a godfather. Guys, tell me Shane wouldn't be a good godfather.
He's perfect.
Hmm.
He's got the look.
Could you order a hit?
No.
Yeah.
No, he
He's
wouldn't
too nice
order
a
a
guy.
hit. He would just tell
He's got people for that.
so-and-so, hey, take care of this for me.
Well, that's the same
And
thing.
it would,
He
well,
doesn't
he,
he doesn't need
he
to
would
know the
claim he
details.
doesn't know the details.
Joe was just
Yeah.
about to do air quotes on a podcast again.
Hey, Shane, I got a couple names for you.
Go.
No, so you can, I'll tell you off the podcast. I don't want to give them out. Of
Oh,
people that you
okay.
could, never mind.
Frank
Have
Frank
you
has a
guys-
couple people he wants rubbed out.
Oh,
There you go. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks for explaining, because I can't communicate. I can't
Shane
communicate.
Shane has to grow in this a little bit.
I think I'm going to make a horrible Godfather. I couldn't even figure that out.
He
Have
couldn't
you-
read between the lines.
Have you guys ever watched that movie, The Godfather?
Yeah, when I was
I
like
did.
12.
Yeah, me too. I want to watch it again sometime.
I watched all three of them a few years ago. 1 and 2 are definitely worth a rewatch. They are
Okay.
excellent movies.
Okay.
Don't watch the third one.
I've been watching All American on Netflix. That's pretty good. It's kind of heavy, but it's pretty good.
All American. I've never heard of it.
It starts out as a football movie, but then kind of turns into a
Porn?
racial, no, racial equality.
That
type
joke never
movie.
gets old, guys.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Anybody else have a job idea for Shane this week?
I'm going with The Godfather. I'm going to look that up. We're going to send out some resumes.
No, that's
You don't
that's
send out
a
resumes
that's-
to be a godfather.
that's
I've
entrepreneurial.
got
You
to
just-
learn this job.
You just do it.
Jane, you can open up a pawn shop. I think that'd be a good one for you.
That could be the front for being the godfather.
Ooh,
Have a special knock to get into my office.
2 in 1.
Mhm.
That's perfect.
Pawn shop.
Come here, will you please? I just want to ask you something real quick. They gave me a job. They said I should be a godfather. No.
I guess she told you.
You know what? If you watch The Godfather, his wife doesn't ever really know what's going on.
What are you thinking about?
Well, he would be great at it. We're
got all
trying
the
to use
skills.
his talents, his skills, his abilities.
He's an entrepreneur. He knows a lot of people.
He's really great at
Get things
networking.
done.
He is good at
Yes.
networking and he knows a lot of people, but let's use
Telling
it for
people-
good. Let's get him to the right side
Marty?
and actually doing something for the kingdom.
So Shane, if you were the Godfather, you could help people meet Jesus a lot quicker. So you would be you might be helping the kingdom.
Frankie makes a good point here. He said if I'm the godfather, I can help people meet Jesus.
I'm in
Y'all
trouble.
ain't helping. Yeah, you are in trouble. Y'all ain't helping.
Oh my
Dude needs
gosh,
to
that
get
was
off his
hilarious.
And he needs to
Marty-
actually get a job. Be a
What?
productive part of society.
Mick's suggestion is opening a pawn shop. I think that's a great idea. He would be really good at that.
We don't need an owner of the business. We
What
don't
do
need to
you
own
do
another
you
business.
think would
That's
be the
what works
ideal?
for me. The ideal for him? I think he could go into sales and kill it.
He would.
Yeah, he could.
Cocaine sales.
You're grounded. Hang on. I got a great
What'd you say?
Wow.
She said sales and I said cocaine sales.
That's perfect.
I got it.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was,
I don't think she's very happy with us.
She'll get over it.
I do kind of want to ask Mick a question.
Yes.
How much is an ATM if I wanted to buy one?
You can buy those.
You could get a used one for about $2,000.
So regular people can buy ATMs and then install them somewhere that it's legal to install. We'll have to talk about that as a separate thread. But once I've found a place for this ATM that I bought, I can get rich off of the fees, the additional fees that I make the customers pay for each withdrawal.
Yes.
And a normal
This
person
one
can
won't.
do that, not a bank. I thought
That-
these were
that can
all
be-
bank owned.
Yeah, you can't do that,
No.
Mick. That's illegal.
Are you kidding me?
It's illegal.
We are not a bank, and we own over 40,000 ATM. And
But an
they get
individual, a
put
private
anywhere
person,
you can think of. Yes,
There's too many regulations. That's not. It
There-
can't be true.
it is. Okay,
Frank.
it's not.
Frank, you're arguing with an ATM expert about ATMs.
So here's
What?
my idea.
That's questionable, Kurt.
I'm going to buy an ATM. I'm going to put it in my house, and I'm going to open a checking account at 50 different banks, and then I'm just going to sit in my house and withdraw $20 every
And you,
day.
but you have to pay the fee to yourself.
Yeah, you
No,
have to get it.
it'll come out of my checking account from my bank X, but then the ATM, that bank X will pay it back because it's a fee. So they'll give me back $3 into
Yeah.
my bank account, but I collected the $3 myself.
How long do you think?
Onto something here.
How many weeks do you think you could do that before the police would show up at your door? Let me go back to my little spin off of that question. If I as a private individual bought an ATM,
Yes.
where in the world could I legally install this thing? Would I have to like talk to the manager at some business and just strike up a deal with them and then give them
Yes.
some of the profit?
Yes.
So I find a
Sure.
mom and pop restaurant that only takes cash and I strike up a deal with them, and it's probably going to take, I don't know, a year for me to break even at a small mom and pop shop like that.
Maybe.
And then I'd start making money after
It
that.
depends on the
So
volume.
where do I get the cash to put? Am I the one, once I do that, am I the person that has to load the cash into this machine because it's my machine, or is that subcontracted out to
You could do it either
one of
way.
those?
You could contract it out to Armored, and basically you have to set up a deal with a bank, a lending bank, and what they call is renting cash. You're not really.
That's
Yeah.
great. Renting cash. That's going to eat into my
Because-
profits. What if I wanted to do it myself? Where am I going to get that much cash?
You start with $5,000 and move up. I mean,
We heard about your
I have
kids'
to save-
college funds.
I have to save that cash here in my house. And in piles. I have to
it's-
literally
it's not
save piles of
part of
cash
a
in my
tree.
house. This sounds kind of risky.
it is very risky. If you have to load your own cash, you're asking for it.
Yeah. I wonder
Right.
how much you could end up making, because you're only gonna get the customers to use it if your fees are low, right? Like $1.
No, most
No.
banks pay them back.
You're saying that the amount of the fee doesn't matter to the customer?
No, the bank pays you back.
If somebody goes to this mom and pop restaurant and they need, $40 cash to pay for their meal, they go to the ATM machine and they withdraw 40, they have to actually pay more than that.
The bank will withdraw $43 out of their account. The $3 is the fee. My bank, when I take my ATM card and go to another bank and withdraw money, because I'm in Texas and I need money, and it charges me $3, my bank puts $3 back in my account. So I don't care if they charge 3, 5, 8,
lost
12,
me.
or 16. The fee doesn't matter to me because my bank gives me that fee back.
I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense. It's a fee.
That's just his bank, Kurt.
Your bank doesn't understand economics.
The bank pays
It's a perk.
the company the fee. It doesn't
Right.
pay the customer that took the withdrawal out. It pays the company the fee.
The bank pays the fee? I thought it came out of the customer's account.
Now, it depends on the company, but if you do a withdrawal of one of our ATMs and it says, okay, there's a $3 fee, you'll show that $3 fee in your account, but then it'll show a negative, and it should show a positive $3.
I didn't realize it worked that way. I thought it took it out of the customer's
It
account.
kind of does, Kurt, but your bank wants you to use your money. So when you go to a bank that doesn't take your ATM, they want you to use it, so they'll pay you back. Some of them only give you 2 of them a month. Like I think my bank says 2 a month. I can do it 2 a month at somebody else's ATM.
They're kind of giving you some grace to keep you as a customer.
Yeah.
We're confusing the rocket scientist. So let's dumb this down a little bit more.
Look, I gotta ask everybody
Okay.
this. When you guys, the first time
Frank's going to dumb it down. Give him a chance.
Okay, yes. So some banks will refund your service fee. Most of them don't. So
Never
that
heard of
service
that.
fee, yeah.
Okay,
some
most of them don't
do.
make sense to me because I'm used
Most
to
of them do.
most of them not doing that.
See, I'm a great communicator.
I have a little bit of a beef with the company that Frank works for. One of your competitors, Frank, has an amazing commercial where they're driving around on the moon and, they're getting car insurance for their moon buggy. Why didn't your company think of that?
So
Because that's hot right now.
but that's not our demographic, Kurt. People on the
Okay,
moon are not our
Our
demographic.
demographic is the awesome commercials for a
People-
competing insurance company where the man is showing people how not to be their parents.
Yes.
Tell me those are not the best commercials.
They are
right
good.
now. Those are
Frank, your
awesome.
competitors have been
So, no,
hitting the mark, and your company needs to step it up on its
Let me
commercials.
defend my company, because would
Okay.
you rather have funny commercials?
Yes,
Or would you like to be the
Yes.
number one insurance
funny
of home and
commercials.
auto?
Funny
Commercials, hands
Funny
down.
commercials. And ones that don't go liberty, 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 liberty. Because someone at that insurance company has no clue the difference between being funny
Did-
and being insanely annoying.
Soy.
Did that
But it works.
did that jingle stick in your head though? I think it did.
Yeah, but they don't want jingles to stick in my head. They want to have commercials that will get me to buy their product,
I think
and I'm not going to buy their product simply because of that jingle.
it's not the jingle that got me thinking about Liberty Mutual. It's the Liberty Bibbity guy who can't say it. He's a professional actor and he can't say it.
Yeah,
I love that. I laugh every time I see that.
Voice came
That
over.
never gets old.
It's funny. It's
Liberty-
funny until they
Bibbidi.
start singing the jingle.
So how many of you guys have insurance from my company that I work for?
Yes.
See?
Yes.
Nope, not
No.
me.
Shane doesn't.
Expensive.
It's a little expensive, I'll admit. I have considered
Thanks, Kurt.
I have considered
Well,
dropping them
Okay, so for
on
what
more
it's
than one
worth-
occasion.
For what it's worth, Kurt, the only reason you have that insurance is because Frank
I
sold
grew up-
it to you.
It's because I grew up there and I was supporting the local company.
My 21 kids.
All right. When can we talk about Mandalorian season 2? Joe, have you watched it yet? His mouth is completely full of food.
I'm in season 3 of Star Wars Rebels right now.
Oh man, we are never gonna. Oh my gosh, you're killing us.
Now you know how it felt when we wanted you to watch.
Tiger King.
Tiger King.
See? Do you see how it feels,
No.
Yeah,
you.
This is exactly how
It's
it
not the
felt.
same. You guys talked
It is
about
the
it.
same.
You guys talked about it,
is
even
the
though I
same.
hadn't watched it.
That's what made you watch it, wasn't it?
It made me not want to watch it. The
It
more
was
you
the-
talked about it, the more I didn't want to watch it. I did not. Every
It's
ounce
in
of
my queue. Blah,
every-
blah, blah.
every ounce of my being was telling me not to watch Tiger King because it was going to be just ridiculous and sad and
Now you can't get back those hours, Kurt.
I was sick in bed, so I didn't have anything to lose at the time.
Frank, did you ever watch it?
No, why would I watch it?
It's true to life, Frank. It's true. It's not made up.
It
It's
is
not
real.
a story. It's not.
I
It
don't
is
Terminator.
real.
care.
Really?
It's
You like those
trash.
It's
kinds
right
of
down
shows,
your
right?
alley. All right, can I talk
I don't-
about the
I don't
movie I
listen
watched?
to-
Was it Fargo?
No, I would like to watch Fargo, but I don't
I'm
know.
starting
I would
those.
probably have to pay for that. I watch movies in between TV series. So I've watched a whole bunch of movies, but the one that sticks in my mind, I've never heard of before. I think it came out in 17 or something like that. It was called Infinity Chamber. Has anybody ever heard of Infinity Chamber? It's sci-fi, so Frank would hate it.
That's correct.
So since I'd never heard of it, I had low expectations, but I really enjoyed it. The premise is this guy wakes up in this futuristic prison and has no idea why he's in this prison, and he's got this robotic caretaker that pops down. It's like a security camera that pops down from the ceiling and it talks to him. Its job is to keep him alive. His prison is a room, so he can't see or interact with anybody. He's in complete isolation. And so half of the movie is his interaction with his little robot captor and him trying to talk this robot into the fact that he doesn't belong there. It's a mistake. They got the wrong guy. And then basically turning into, I've got to get out of this place. I need to figure out how this place works and get out of here. So it's got the techie part, where he's trying to get out of the prison and understand how this futuristic prison works. But the other half of the movie is kind of the amazing part. The other half of the movie is where you learn who this guy is, because it kind of goes and gives you little memories from this guy's life in order to explain who he is and how he got to this prison. And then there's a big twist at the end. And I really enjoyed it.
What was it called again?
Infinity Chamber on Prime.
Yeah, I don't recognize any of the folks in it.
There's nobody famous in it. And it's such a small cast because most of the movie is just this guy talking to this robot. But when they show the scenes of his past life, they've got to put a few other actors in there. So you start out not knowing anything, right? And then they're giving you information in such little pieces. It can be a little frustrating until the pieces start to come together and you start to put the puzzle together in your mind. So during part of the movie, I was definitely frustrated. I'm like, I don't understand. But then it came together at the end and I was like satisfied. I was like, that was not a bad movie. And
So
why have I never heard of it?
Shane, you said you started watching Fargo?
I'm going to. That's my next series I'm going to start.
I don't have Hulu.
Really,
doesn't Hulu have a thing with Disney Plus? Aren't they the same?
Yeah.
Well, it's $12.99 for ESPN, Disney, and Hulu together.
Well, I pay $8. I pay $8 for Disney. So can I add Hulu for a couple bucks?
You can.
I don't want ESPN. No, I don't want ESPN.
You'll love ESPN's good.
No.
You could have on Black Friday, Kurt.
It's probably got all those 30 for 30s on it that you can watch. There are stories of what happened to these athletes when they were younger or whatever. And there's
The 30 for 30s are good, Kurt. You'd like them.
So here's my problem. My queue is so full. I'll never finish it, right? I put things into the queue faster than I take them out. Adding ESPN is not useful.
Kurt, you can't put into your queue everything that we talk about or suggest because there's always going to be something new. Like you said, you're never going to catch up. No,
Joe,
for once, you need to take my advice.
No, Joe, I am taking your advice. Remember a couple weeks ago when you said all of those Marvel TV shows were great, starting with Daredevil?
Yes,
I put them all in my
advice.
I put them all in my queue. That's like 3 years worth of TV that I need to watch.
Okay. Kurt, who's first in the upper left-hand side of your screen?
Shane.
Right now. Who is
Shane. Shane is.
Okay. Anything that Shane has said, don't add it to your queue or take it out of your queue. Who's in the upper right side of your screen right now?
Me.
Okay, don't listen to yourself. Who's in the upper middle side of your screen right now?
Upper middle? Be more specific.
Top center of your screen.
There's 3 at the top, 2 in the bottom. So who's in the middle?
No. I have 2, 2, and 1.
Oh, okay.
My screen must not be.
Who's at the very bottom of your screen right now?
Frankie.
Absolutely ignore anything he has ever told
Hey,
you.
Frankie,
I have something to share.
Frankie wants to talk.
So Kurt's queue is kind of like Mick's toilet.
Joe, I am trying to watch the Clone Wars. It's tough, but I'm trying to watch them.
Rick,
I'm like
it's tough.
season 3.
I think the Clone Wars and Rebels, they do such an excellent job of filling in story plot lines from all the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, I'm starting to see some of it, yes, but
that's kind of cool.
There's 7 seasons, and there's 20 episodes in each one.
Yeah, but they're 20, 25-minute episodes.
Yeah.
So,
What should I prioritize, Joe? Should I watch Daredevil first or Clone Wars first?
Knowing you need to watch Clone Wars first.
Wow.
Knowing you. I think Daredevil's better, but
Fargo's better than both.
You think I'll get more out of Clone Wars because of the Star Wars stuff?
I do.
It'll fill in holes and stuff.
So you need to start watching that right now.
I'll start it tonight.
So with the Clone Wars, I didn't realize this, but my daughter told me there's Clone Wars. There's actually a movie that's like an hour and 20 minutes. Watch that first.
That's like the
characters
pilot
for the TV show.
Copy.
The show itself says The Clone Wars, the last season.
I think we're winding down, guys.
All right.
Yeah, I, gotta
I
go.
think we
gotta
got
go.
I think we got some good podcast content in between Mick's coughing.
So we're not going to log on again.
No, beautiful, Joe.
Goodbye. See you
Bye,
later.
Bye,
guys.
Mick.
See you,
Have a
Mick.
good evening. See you next
you.
time.
All right, I'm out too, guys. I'll see you next week. Good
We got.
podcast.
There's only 3 minutes left. We
Good
could
We
podcast.
can
stay
wait. We
on
can
for
wait 3 minutes.
Kurt's got a couple things to say at the end of every podcast if you would listen.
Well, let's just
No.
do it. So, I don't know how to end it. Everybody's staring at me. So that
I'm
was.
not. I'm looking at
How do you
Joe's
know?
eyes.
How do you know we're staring at you? I could be looking at Joe.
Well, I guess that was our podcast this week.
That's really great, Kurt. Good job.
Frank, leave him
Man,
alone. Let him
saw
have the 2 minutes to himself.
This might be more fun to have some interaction at the end. I just want to thank all 20 of our listeners that we have right now. If we never grow from 20 listeners, I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. You guys happy with that?
Yep.
We'll see if that grows as time goes on. But I don't really care if it grows. 20 listeners is great for a podcast of the 5 of us just talking about stupid stuff. I think that's amazing.
Shane, you have a brother that was in our high school class. Have you promoted this podcast with him?
Oh, no.
I don't think he would appreciate it.
I don't
think
care.
he would.
I think there are probably several
He needs
females
to
in our
tune
class
in.
that would appreciate the humor.
I don't
and laugh at
think
us.
women would like this podcast because it's stupid.
I don't think men would either. I don't know who our target audience is. Anyway, we got to at least say that we have an email address. If people out there want to tell us how stupid this podcast is or how amazing this podcast is, we want to know either way. Because we're keeping track. We want to know how many people think it's stupid and how many people think it's amazing. So email us at talkaboutdumbstuff@gmail.com. And
Great
thank
job,
you.
Kurt.
Thank you for listening. Thanks for listening all the way to the very end of the podcast. You are amazing. We love
Happy
you.
birthday, Joe.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Our target group is us 5.
That's
right.
it. If nobody else
That's
listens, we
right.
don't care. We don't care. We'll be able to listen to this 5 years from now and we will laugh.